India for the world, the India story, the show for the global citizen.
You don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring
Welcome, I'm Ananya Datta and I'm back with another edition of Race to Power, a show where we tell you about the 3 Ps: politics, polity and people, all key pillars of any election. Here's what we have lined up for you. A lot happened in Pakistan today. After a series of setbacks, Imran Khan's party got a good news. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz is facing internal rebellion. And a Hindu woman is contesting elections from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. As we said, it was a busy day in Pakistan. As if accusations, protests and strikes weren't enough for Sheikh Hasina, 18 of her own party members are running as independents now. Why is the question? Stay tuned to find out. Starting with Pakistan now, where a lot is happening in the run-up to the February 8th national elections. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party got a big relief from the Peshawar High Court. The court has suspended an election commission ruling and restored the party's election symbol, which is the cricket bat. The election body had declared PTI's intra-party polls as unconstitutional and had also revoked the party's bat symbol. The Peshawar High Court has now suspended both these orders and reallocated the bat symbol to the PTI party. The party moved High Court after the electoral watchdog last week nullified PTI's internal elections, in which Barrister Gaur Ali Khan was elected the party's new chairperson. It had marked the second time when the Election Commission had taken such a step against the PTI within a month. The ECP issued its verdict following what was being seen as a first-of-its-kind microscopic examination of the inner workings of any political party. It declared PTI ineligible to obtain an election symbol to contest the upcoming general elections. The PTI termed this decision part of the quote-unquote famous London plan and a disgusting and shameful attempt to stop it from participating in the elections. The party asserted that it would still win the general elections and appeal the decision at every forum possible. Imran Khan and his PTI party have been at odds within the Pakistani establishment for quite some time now. Imran Khan has blamed foreign forces conspiring with the establishment for the ouster of his government back in April last year. Imran Khan has been attacking the Shehbaz Sharif-led government that replaced him and also the Pakistan army since his ouster. Things came to head after May 9th riots that rocked Pakistan. The establishment came down heavily on Imran Khan and the PTI arresting its top leaders and workers. Key leaders gave in under tremendous pressure, some relinquishing Imran's camp while others quit politics altogether. PTI still faces an unspoken ban on public rallies and its leaders faced trouble while filing nominations for next year's polls. Meanwhile, all is not well in Imran Khan's rival camps either. The Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz is facing internal rebellion. Long-time leaders are expressing displeasure over the party's decision to nominate women either from influential families or the upper echelons of society. This has sparked disquiet among the ranks of the party's loyal women workers who are questioning the criteria of the selection process. The party's old guard has also expressed dissatisfaction, particularly over the preference given to PTI turncoats, leading to a broader debate on the party's values and its commitment to its long-standing members. The Sharifs have picked Musarat Asif, wife of former Defence Minister Khwaja Asif, and his niece Shaza Khwaja for reserved National Assembly seats. Daughter of former PMLN Senator Chaudhry Jafar Iqbal and niece of PCB interim head Zakha Ashraf have also been picked. Similarly, PMLN Information Secretary and former Federal Minister Maryam Aurangzeb has been nominated for reserved seats of both the National and Punjab Assemblies, while her mother Tahira Aurangzeb tops the list for National Assembly seats. Now to decode this further, we are being joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik from Islamabad. Anas, welcome to the broadcast. A lot has been happening, as we have been telling our viewers. How are you seeing these developments?
Well, Ananya, I was just inside the Election Commission of Pakistan, standing outside the Election Commission of Pakistan right now as we bring this broadcast to our viewers. And the sense is that the PTI has essentially gotten back the election symbol. What I've learned or picked up from sources inside the Election Commission is that they will not be challenging the verdict of the Peshawar High Court. So a relief there for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf that it gets to retain its long election symbol, the cricket bat. With that, there is also some relief for the party itself, because it has been able to file more than 2,400 candidates on different seats for general elections across the country, the most by any party in the country. This despite of the fact that there were reports or concerning reports that its candidates were not allowed to file these nomination papers. So some relief over there as well. The PTI is in a jubilation mode, rightly so. The other parties, they have been raising concerns with regards to the process of the intra-party election that the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf had made. But today, in the hearing in the Peshawar High Court, the court has made it abundantly clear that with the election schedule being announced, this would be very unfair, and rather it has also raised questions that how would it be if other parties would also be stripped of their election symbol. Now, if I were to talk to you at whole, this is a definite shot in the arm for PTI movement, for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, and they would definitely want to go back into the public with their long-standing election symbol and would want to clinch the elections. That's what they claim. They're happy about it, but 8th of February is a bit too far, and for them to do something out of the ordinary, they need to have someone leading the party itself for the election campaign, someone other than the interim chairman or the current chairman, that is Barrister Gohar. Ananya?
Absolutely. About 1.5 months to go, Anas. A lot is happening. Thank you so much for getting us all those insights from Islamabad, Anas. Staying on the developments from Pakistan, in a watershed move, a Hindu woman hailing from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is contesting the upcoming elections in Pakistan's next year's election. Buner district's Savira Prakash filed her nomination papers for a general seat. Savira is the General Secretary of the Pakistan People's Party's Women Wing in Buner. Graduating from the Abbottabad International Medical College in 2022, her father, Om Prakash, is recently retired doctor, was a member of PPP for the past 35 long years. In an interview with a Pakistani publication, Savira said that her first-hand experiences with poor management in state-run hospitals had motivated her to contest the polls. If elected, Savira has promised to kickstart new developmental projects and work for the empowerment of women and the underprivileged in her district. 2023 was a turbulent year for Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. A recent Pakistan police report says that the region witnessed as many as 572 terror incidents this year alone, as opposed to 495 in 2022, that was last year, and 260 the year before that in 2021. 87 incidents were reported from Dera Ismail Khan, 79 from North Waziristan, 72 from Khyber and 53 from Tank districts. On December 18, Pakistan police repulsed a terror attack in Dera Ismail Khan. Now, Sabira's decision, the first of its kind, was received well by Pakistanis online. Social media influencers praised her for breaking stereotypes. The Pakistani general polls to elect the 16th National Assembly are currently slated to be held on February 8th next year. Moving on to Bangladesh now, where discontent is growing among the leaders denied tickets to contest the January 7th polls. 16 Awami League lawmakers are running as independents after failing to secure the party's nomination. 2 others are contesting seats reserved for women. Apart from these 18, independent candidates are posing a formidable challenge to a good number of central Awami League leaders, members of the cabinet, sitting lawmakers, and even candidates from other parties. Reports say that independents are posing a threat in almost 90 constituencies across the country. A total of 382 independent candidates are contesting the upcoming 12th national parliamentary elections. Both the ruling Awami League and the opposition Jatiya Party are contesting an equal number of seats. Despite the Bangladesh Nationalist Party and like-minded parties boycotting the poll, over 1,500 candidates from 27 registered parties and 382 independent candidates are contesting the parliamentary polls. In the election, without the BNP, independent candidates are creating the sense of competition in some constituencies of Dhaka. In many places, even incidents of violence are being reported between independent and party candidates. In other news, let me give you some data now. Over 65% of the world's population has access to the internet. When it comes to YouTube, India leads the world by a big margin, almost double of the second-placed market, that is United States. We are telling you this because today, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has crossed the landmark of 20 million subscribers on YouTube. Not only is he the only world leader to do so, he is also leading the pack by a vast margin. Videos posted on Modi's channel have more than 4.5 billion views. For context, let's look at other world leaders. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro is second on the list with around 6.4 million. This is less than a third of Modi's. US President Joe Biden has just 789,000 subscribers. Turkey President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has 316,000. For Indian context, key opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has 3.5 million subscribers. Now, social media is being seen as a key factor as several nations around the world head to polls. Candidates consider their popularity on this video viewing platform as a key determinant of success. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi getting 20 million subscribers is perhaps an indication of a smooth social media machinery. This comes at a crucial time, just months ahead of the general elections. Now, details shared by Prime Minister Modi's social media team show a wide range of followers spread across age groups. Experts say Prime Minister Modi and his digital team had identified the power of social media platforms and YouTube early. Look at this. In the age group of 35 to 54, it's 27%. If we see 15 to 34, it's 36%. And 55 years old or older are 18%. Now, these are all big voter chunks. Modi's channel that has 20 million subscribers today was created way back in 2007 itself, just 2 years after YouTube was first launched globally. With election season just round the corner, the use of YouTube in political campaigning is being seen as a key form of communication. It has become a mode of direct connection between the leader and their voters, bypassing journalists, media, and even influencers. Now, just a couple of weeks ahead of the election in Taiwan, Chinese President Xi Jinping has vowed to prevent anyone from splitting the island from China. His comments assume significance given how Beijing has been ramping up military and political pressure to assert its sovereignty claims over Taipei. The Chinese leader has pledged a complete reunification of his motherland. Xi Jinping has told senior officials from the Communist Party that China must deepen integration between the two sides and resolutely prevent anyone from splitting Taiwan from China in any way. Earlier, a Taiwanese man was charged for violating the island's election laws by arranging sponsored visits to China ahead of the polls. Prosecutors charged the man over organizing trips to 5 Chinese provinces between May and October this year. Now, this is the first indictment of its kind. A statement said that the man belongs to a pro-Beijing civic group and that he was funded to promote candidates and deliver unfair benefits to voters. Remember, Taiwanese officials have repeatedly raised concerns about election interference and misinformation. One of the main themes in the lead-up to the closely watched vote is how the presidential candidates will handle relations with China. This has been a major point of contention on the campaign trail. In his recent policy address, the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's presidential candidate reiterated his anti-China stance. The frontrunner accused his main opposition from the KMT of betraying the party's anti-communist ideals and being overtly pro-China. Remember, the KMT vows closer ties with Beijing, but DPP candidate Lai Ching-te is in the lead in most opinion polls, even as China calls him a dangerous separatist. Now, in more news, massive anti-government protests have gripped Serbia's capital, Belgrade. The protests come as the opposition alleges fraud and malpractice in the elections held last week, and of which the results are being declared. As protests continued against reported widespread irregularities in the recent election, several hundred university students and others blocked traffic at a key Belgrade street that hosts the Serbian government's headquarters.
We're here because we want to see like real justice or even some bit of truth, and like to see what is happening, and maybe to finally put the stop to this.
The protesters marched to the main police station where they suspect that those detained are being held as earlier in the day. The Serbian police said that they have detained at least 38 protesters.
We are here tonight, and we are peaceful, and we will stay peaceful, but that is not going to last forever. There is a wall behind us we were pushed against, while police cordons are in front of us. I'm asking President Alexander Vučić, who is paying for those police batons? Who is paying for those pepper sprays and the tear gas? Who is paying for that?
Opposition group Serbia Against Violence has been staging protests since the December 17th elections, saying there was election fraud, particularly in the capital of Belgrade. The opposition is demanding the revocation of parliamentary and local elections.
I zato razumemo I cenu koju moramo da platimo.
We want to steer our own politics here.
We don't mind paying the price for all the rubbish and lies because we know what the cost is. The election process will be concluded by the institutions of the Republic of Serbia. Procedures, places where the election will be repeated and where it won't be, are matters of the institution and the laws of this country.
Ako ne bude većine u Republičkom parlamentu, što nije logično.
Some opposition politicians have also gone on a hunger strike.
I nije problem u tome što napadate Vučića ili napadate Dodika.
To all those who are on a hunger strike, I would like to ask. I saw Veselinovic. I can't remember all of their names, but I'm asking that they all end their hunger strike.
I govorio našim ljudima da nam je potrebno 6 razlike da bismo prešli 55 mandata.
The protests continue in the Serbian capital. Earlier, protesters hurled stones at the Belgrade City Hall, demanding the annulment of parliamentary and local elections. Meanwhile, Serbia's key ally Russia says that the chaos in Serbia is fueled by the West. Now a quick check on some other political developments. Starting with Chad, the northern African country has approved a new constitution after 86% people voted yes in a referendum held last week. Opposition leaders, however, have challenged the figures. The country's military rulers have promoted the new constitution as a key step in the path back to civilian rule. But opposition politicians have denounced the claim, with some calling for a boycott of the December 17th vote. The results announced so far are preliminary. The Supreme Court will announce the final results on December 28th. Moving now to Indonesia, where Defence Minister and presidential candidate Prabowo Subianto is cementing his lead in the polls after candidates took part in televised debates ahead of the February 14th polls. A poll held over the weekend showed that Prabowo would secure 46.7% of the vote. The survey placed former Central Java Governor Ganjar Pranowo as his closest opponent with 24.5% of the vote, while former Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan had the support of 21% of the votes polled. Over to Russia, where a former TV journalist who was disqualified on Saturday for the upcoming presidential election has appealed to the Supreme Court. Members of the Central Electoral Commission had voted unanimously to reject the candidacy of Yekaterina Duntsova. The member cited, quote-unquote, numerous violations in her papers. 40-year-old Duntsova says that she has been unfairly barred from taking part in a contest widely expected to be won by incumbent Vladimir Putin. India's Home Minister Amit Shah and ruling Bharatiya Janata Party National President JP Nadda held key organizational meetings in Kolkata. The party is preparing its strategy in West Bengal for the coming 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Shortly after the meeting, the West Bengal unit of the BJP announced a 15-member election management committee. The BJP is targeting a win in 35 out of the 42 Lok Sabha seats in the state. That is the lower house of India. In the 2019 general elections, that is, the BJP had bagged 18 seats. And with that, we are wrapping up this edition of The Race to Power. I'm Ananya Datta. Thanks for watching.
Israel woke up to a barrage of thousands of rockets fired from the Gaza Strip.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה.
Hostilities have broken out between Israel and Palestine, and the tensions that had been gathering steam over the course of the last several weeks and months.
The siren has gone off. I don't know if you can hear in the background what's going on. I'm going into the shelter now. So it's a very, very serious situation here across Israel. It's a state of emergency.